Welcome back to Marketing for Your Future. I am your host, David Benfield, and on the show, we talk to marketing experts about the do's, the don'ts, how to make you a better marketer. Joining me today is Andrew Spalter from East Goes Global. Andrew, thank you so much for joining the show.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Very happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. So let's just get right down to it. What does Global, or East Goes Global, what do you guys do?
Sure. We are the go-to China partner for the world's most well-known celebrities, personalities, influencers, models, anything and everything with a brand. We partner with them for China.
So is that basically because the rules or regulations, laws, and such are so fundamentally different in China that you guys basically serve as a buffer?
You nailed it. But not even that. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, so all Google products, YouTube, Spotify, Netflix, are all inaccessible to Chinese consumers. But instead, people in China, they have platforms like Weibo, which is Facebook, Twitter of China, Douyin, which is, even though, and this kind of blows a lot of people's minds, so even though TikTok is owned by ByteDance, it's a Chinese-owned and operated company, TikTok is for the Western world, whereas Douyin is for China specifically.
Huh.
So they have two separate platforms, same UX, same UI, everything. Streaming platforms, video platforms, you name it. So what do people like our clients like Will Smith, John Legend, Shawn Mendes, Halsey, The Weeknd, what do they all have in common? They need someone to help them out in China. So that's our team.
That's incredible. That's such a huge market that you're opening up for these folks. It's really great. How did you identify that need? And then once you identified that, how did you manage to actually execute this?
Yeah, no worries. So I used to be on the management team of a British pop artist, singer-songwriter named Jessie J. She was on a big TV show in China in 2018 called Singer. And it's one of those, Chinese programs that gets 100 million weekly viewers, right? And she went on to win the program. It was a competition program. And so we were placed out there for about 4.5 months. And over my time there, we were met with all these hurdles to jump over. How can we promote that she's on the show on native Chinese platforms? What does that look like? What does a brand deal look like? And I started to realize really quickly that even, some of these top artists in the world didn't even have anyone really helping them. So came back to the States, asked a few friends in the industry if they wanted my help. Sure enough, they did. They saw a lot of spikes in China, and 5 years ago it was a state of piracy. No one was making a dime for YouTube views or Bilibili, which is the YouTube of China, and Youku and all these other platforms. No one was making money for streaming their music. And now, today, it's become a top market for a lot of our clients because they're finally starting to pay out and finally starting to see a CPM and finally starting to open up the largest consumer market in the world in a monetizable way. So that was a really quick kind of light bulb moment. And I was like, wow, even as a manager, I didn't even realize that this space kind of existed and we weren't tapping into it at the scale that we should have been. Fast forward a few years and we are the go-to team for these people in Hollywood and entertainment.
That's incredible. I'm sure.
Thank you.
I'm sure that doesn't come with tremendous amounts of setbacks. I'm sure dealing with the country of China as a whole it's fantastically difficult. So if you had to identify the one greatest hurdle that you had to get over in order to get this business off the ground, what happened? What was that?
Oh, I would say knowledge. And not necessarily from my team's end. We have a team with over 100 centuries worth of years of experience in the space. Just because they're native Chinese, they've lived there, grown up there. Some of my employees are in China, and so on and so forth. But the knowledge of the people who we are pitching and our current clients and our past clients and future clients, not everyone is privy to what's going on in China. Not everyone, had that wake up moment where they got off a plane and asked why Instagram and Spotify and Netflix were and email wasn't working, and I had that hit me over the head. So it's at the end of the day going, you're not doing this. Instagram isn't even available over there. TikTok is Chinese owned and not available over there. So What can you do to grow your brand and business to not only people in China, but Chinese consumers across the world. And yes, not taking it for granted that there's a 1.5 billion person population, but going, you have to work for it, just as you would in any territory. And I think that knowledge factor is definitely the biggest hurdle. And the more that we can teach that this place isn't a black hole, this place is accessible, you can make money from China. Granted, you're not going to be, a superstar overnight in market, but there are options and opportunity for you in that space.
So you're telling me that you can't make my rock band Dakar super famous in China overnight?
Man, we could definitely try. Rock is a huge, huge genre consumed in the space. We'd love it.
Man, it has been really great to have you on the show. This is very fascinating. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your time. Hopefully we get to have you on here again.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you. And thank your team as well for being super professional and setting this up and just crushing it, as always.
It's our pleasure. So that's going to do it for Marketing for Your Future. If you'd like to learn more about East Goes Global, head to thedailyadbrief.com. That's going to do it for us today. You guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.